Hey guys, and welcome back to the DME podcast. It's been a quick minute, hasn't it? It's been a while since my last one. This is episode 5 of season 2 of my concert reviews. Now, my last one was 21 Pilots in Birmingham, which you can check out on wherever you get your podcasts from. It was at the Be People's Live Arena in Birmingham, formerly known as the NEC, and all the other sponsorship names it had for back in the day. Right, this episode, we are talking about the one and only Mr. Samuel Thomas Fender. Now, he's put on this massive, well, I would say it's pretty massive for such a not a well-known guy. Well, he is quite well-known, but at the same time, he's quite mainstream, but he's not like, he's got a long way to go to be like a mainstay, I would say, on stadiums, but who knows. Just one thing, I do have to re-record my UME6 live in Birmingham and Wembley show that I went to back in April. I went to see them on the 31st of March. I already have one of the podcasts actually, because I went to go see him in Leicester and actually did like a meet and greet with them, which was amazing, before they called it quits. So yeah, the Birmingham show, I decided, you know what, I'm going to put them in the same like podcast episode, because it was pretty much the same show as the Leicester show, and yeah, vice versa. But when I did record it, it just wasn't good, because I started to become a little bit unwell, because I think I did it like 2 days after. I recorded it 2 days after the gig, and I came down with something. So yeah, the following day I was lying in bed like, yeah, I'm not getting out of bed. So I have to re-record it. So that would have been my episode 4, but it's now my episode 6. Sorry about that. But anyway, let's crack on with the concert review for Sam Fender at the London Stadium. Now he's doing 3 more stadium shows in the UK. He's playing 3 nights at the sold out St James's Park in Newcastle on the 12th, 14th, and the 15th of June. He's also, well, if you want to go see him in the UK, he's also doing I can't pronounce it. It's some kind of park in Manchester in August. He's playing a show in Edinburgh at the Royal Highland Showgrounds, and this just counts as the UK. He's playing the Boucher Road playing fields in Belfast, which I think is a festival, I presume, on the 28th of August. He's also playing Silverstone. He's playing the Thursday night of the British Grand Prix, the 3rd of July. I think that's the Thursday, or it could be the Friday. So yeah, if you are going to this is the Formula 1 British Grand Prix, should I say, sorry. So yeah, and he's playing Hurricane and Southside festivals in Germany, and he's playing the Rock Relcher Festival in Belgium, playing Nos Live Festival in Lisbon. He's playing some kind of Down the Rabbit Hole Festival by the looks of things, and whatever that city is, good luck pronouncing that, whoever's going to go onto his website. He's playing the Montrose Jazz Festival in Canada or France, I think that's in France, and the Sid for Solen in Copenhagen. Don't know what that is. And then he's playing in Electric Picnic Festival in Ireland. Don't know don't know where it is exactly. At Stradbally. Yeah. And then he's playing the rest of his shows he did, because he started the People Watching tour started back in December of last year, and he played a little bit of America, like in April to May. He did Coachella. He obviously both weekends, and so he played a bit in New York, and he played, I can't remember where he played, but he's only done, on this tour, he's done 28 shows so far from what I see. So yeah, it was April. He played in Denver, he's played in Tempe, Arizona, he's played in Salt Lake City, he's played at Oakland, California. He played in Portland, Oregon, Seattle at the Paramount Theater. That's a pretty big And then yeah, he continued doing his European tour because we finished he finished off his UK tour for the arenas on December 16th in Glasgow, and then obviously he had 2 months off, and then kicked it straight back off in Paris, France at the Olympia. My phone's buzzing. What's going on here? Let's go to. So the songs, we're gonna try and do a more in depth on these concert reviews, because I feel like I just talk about the show. I just talk about, oh, I went to go see, these are the support, this was that, and blah blah blah. It doesn't feel like I do anything else. So I've also wanted to do, like, because we talk about what he plays, the show that we go to, but I'm gonna put like my own little spin on things, go like, oh, this is what you should have played maybe instead. But yeah, but we won't do that just yet. Anyway, so the London Stadium, it's a big stadium. It's in the East End of London. Not East End as in like West End or whatever, but it's on the east side of London. It is the home of West Ham United. Actually, on that day, it was actually West Sam United, because when we were queuing up, there was a guy that had these like S's, and he put them, obviously stuck them on the H, and just I got a photo of it, and I was like, mate, West Ham fans are gonna. I wonder if like the groundsmen don't even check it until, like, imagine first home match of the season, they go, why is there an S on the blocking the H? Anyway, now where I come from, it takes a while to get down there. It's about a 2 hour and a half journey, 2 hours and 45 minutes, something like that. So for me, I go down the M6. Depends on the time of day. If I know there's traffic on the M6, I will go on the toll. Didn't have to this time. It was actually a pretty decent run down the M6 for a change, because junction 9 and 10 are horrible. Even though they've made improvements to that whole junction, it's just made things worse. It doesn't actually do anything. And then I get onto the M1 south, down to London. So I go past like Milton Keynes, Luton, St Albans, and then I got onto the M25, which is the massive motorway ring road around London. And then I go past like Potter's Bar and get onto the M11, which will take me down on, I think, an A-class road, I think. Because the M11 goes into sort of London and the Northern Circle, I think it is, the North Circle. So I go onto this A road, and then you join the East Way. Then you go onto a different A road, the A12, and then you jump on the East Way, and you're pretty much at the Olympic Park. Now the stadium is on an island in the centre. Well, not really the centre of the Olympic Village, and there's a massive shopping centre called the Westfield Shopping Centre. So that's where you park. It's actually the home of the Stretford International Station, which is like so I think it's the Elizabeth line that go. I think the Elizabeth line stops there, and you can get like the Euro Star from there, which is not the car one. Like the one, that's the one you get down in Dover, the Euro Tour, that one's called. And basically you can get, it's a massive station. It's a massive station. So you get, obviously, I think it's the Elizabeth line. I could be completely wrong, but you get a tube. You can get a normal. It's a normal train station as well, like a regular one, and the Euro Star. So we park on the Westfield car park. Then we go get a Nando's, and then I think we arrived outside the stadium, I think, 1:45. So we walked down past what my friend calls the BBC. I don't know why, but yeah, there's the BBC here. I don't know why, but yeah. So, which wasn't here when the last time we came to the stadium, because the last time we came to this stadium was for Green Day, Fall Out Boy and Weezer, that massive Hella Mega Tour thing, which was amazing. We came through on this, we thingied on the same entrance, because you've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 bridges, give or take, to get into the stadium, because the stadium is actually like between like there's like 3 rivers going through the park, and you've got the River Lee and another river like parting at the north side of the stadium and goes down. So that's why they have bridges, which kind of creates a massive congestion when you're coming out of the stadium, because it takes a good half hour. I'd say it's probably about a good 20 minutes, half hour to get back to the car, because I think the show finished just before 10:30. Got some merch, because I was tempted between the black orange one with the tour dates on it, or the greyish bluish one that had, well, I think it was just the event tee. So I think it was just their thing. So it was just for the show. Where were we? So I was like, well, I'll get the event tee, because that will sell out, because those type of tees do sell out. I just went, okay, I'll get that one instead. And then I was like, I really want that black orange one, because I actually liked it. It wasn't just because I actually wanted the dates, like the t-shirt with the dates on it. I was like, I really want that one, because I really like the design of it, because it's like orange. It's like black with orange borders, and then the like Sam Fender and all the tour dates were white, and I was like, yeah, that looks sick. Luckily they did have an extra large, and I was like, sweet. So it took us probably an extra like 20 minutes to get back to the car, but I think we got back to the car like 11:30. But anyway, we've jumped massively ahead, because like I said, you know, if you are catching a train or a tube, it depends which bridge you get. I think all of them will have some kind of like congestion coming out of the island, because there's only like, well, there's 5 bridges, but there's technically one. I don't know if that's a way out of the stadium. It doesn't look like it is. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So there's only 5 points out of the stadium, off the island of the stadium. So, but yeah, we started to queue up, and then we didn't have to wait very long, because they started to tell everyone to come to the barrier at around like 3:30. So I think we got there just before 3, outside the stadium, and it might have been after actually. And then they opened the doors up at 4. Then the regular doors were 5:00. So we got our ticket scanned, and then we got our wristband. Obviously we were standing, so we had to join our only queues for standing. I think there might have been 4 entrances for standing, bridge 1 and 2 if I'm not mistaken. I don't remember. I think we were on bridge 1, so that's like the big one. So I think if that one's 4, then that one's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So the east side is bridge 1. That's like the main one, I believe. I could be completely wrong, but we got there. So we had to join another queue on the island. So we were fine for tickets, so we didn't really need them past this point. We had our wristbands, so it was where you could get food and merch and whatever. There was like a merch stand on the aquatics centre is before the bridge actually, and that's the reason why I got the event tee. I was like, I'll get it now, because trying to get merch after is a pain in the butt. But not gonna lie, I don't know where the stage was. I think the stage was on the south end of the stadium. It looked like it was, because we literally like, and then we came in, and then we went like that, and then yeah, because we were near the goal end of the north end, if I'm not mistaken, to walk down to where the stage would be, because it was really good. I think someone was going over sound check pretty late. That's why we weren't. As soon as we got in, because they opened the doors up, I think, a little bit early. I think they opened it up at 5:15. But we got in, and obviously they were still doing sound check when we were walking round. And obviously they stopped doing a sound check, and they were like, yep. So we could continue and get into the pitch. And it was really, there was another like group of people over on the other, well, pretty much the same end on the other side of the stadium. And I was like, oh, okay. There's going to be a lot of pushing and shoving, but there wasn't any at all. And it felt like a really good show. People well behaved. Of course, when we were queuing up, there was like these numpties behind us. Obviously, they were joking and stuff, but I'm like, yeah, of course, there's going to have to be someone. There was a lot of people wearing Newcastle tops, and I think there was actually some lads who actually came from Newcastle. because you could hear them from a mile away. They look like football hooligans and stuff, and I'm like, yeah, I'm not about it. Act like a human being, act normal. Don't act like a child like you are doing now. You're just showing yourself up and being an arsehole. Yeah, you're making jokes and people are laughing at you, but they're laughing at you, not with you. So, and you're probably already drunk by that time. So when you get in, you're going to be lathered. Excuse the F word. And yeah, I just don't get it. I just don't get the fact where people get drunk. I know you come to a gig and you want to enjoy yourself, but why drink so much that you're paralytic? You probably won't even remember the night out. You wouldn't even remember anything. You'll be drunk halfway through the support, and then when Sam comes on, you won't remember anything. You'll be out of it. So, did I press it? I thought I pressed something then. Hang on. Are we good? Hang on. Hello? Hello? Hello, hello, hello. That's all right. Just making sure that I didn't press anything then. Because I've got headphones. I don't have them on me. Because I hate listen to my own voice whilst recording the episodes. And it's all kinds of weird. Like I can't like speak and hear myself at the same time because I'll have to go really slow, do one word at a time. It's horrible. So yeah, and obviously there's like it's the beats, so there's like a volume button thing, and I thought I pressed it so it could have stopped me doing the episode. I'd have been like, no. So yeah, and then sometimes you'll start being cheeky with security guards, mate. They're there to do a job. They're there for the safety of people, not to be a nanny for you guys. You know what I'm saying? Just act responsible, man. Anyway, sorry. Yeah, I just don't get it. Like, okay, yeah, you can have a drink or two, but like, don't be paralytic. Don't have like 2 or 3 drinks. Cracking, maybe 4 at a push, but then don't be a numpty and be in double digits, mate, because you'll just be people like, he can't handle his drink or can't behave himself. Who let him out? Anyway, so we got to obviously, because we were quite close, we were able to get a front standing wristband. So because we were literally probably, there was like 10 rows of us trying to get into a 5 row to get into front standing pitch. They give them out when it comes to London Stadium. They don't. I think it depends on like the type of gig, but obviously the promoters and stuff. But for front standing is normally it's like a first come first type of thing. You get there early enough, and then you get front standing, and we got one. So, and we were actually at the barrier, but we were quite far over left. But we still had a good view, like where all the speaker boxes were. We were like on the edges of those. We were like, if you've seen a picture of the stage, so you've got where the band and everything are, like they're set up. Imagine I was going to say, you can't really imagine it. Imagine like a dairy milk bar is the stage. No, like a big dairy milk bar, like a big sized one. And there's like 6, 7 squares, lines. 4 to 5 of them were the stage, like where the band were, and then 2, like 1 or 2 on each end, was like the end of the stage. But like the screen stretched all across the stage. Actually, where the box boom speakers are on the floor in front of the stage, we were like on the corner of the last one. But if you look at the ones that are like attached to the stage, like that hang down, the ones that like get curved at the bottom, we were sort of to the left of that. So we had a good view. Wish we were probably a little bit more a little bit to the right, I'd say. Like I wish we were a bit more to the right, probably about 2-3 meters. We would have had a great view of Sam because we were facing him diagonal-ish. Not majorly, but yeah, we were on the diagonal a tiny bit. But still, we were front and we were still on the barrier, and that's what it's all about. It could have been worse actually on the barrier, because we could have been maybe a meter or two further down. But the barrier, some places are different, but this one was like a small little semicircle. It wasn't like a full-on semicircle, but it was like no, it was a semicircle. Yeah, so we were like, yeah. So technically, we were actually closer to the stage than people in the center of the barrier, because from the dead center, it was like a curve, and then obviously when the stage ends, it curves more round. But anyway, it turns into like an L shape on the corners of the end of the stage. Sorry, that I don't know why that just took so long to just explain, but yeah, never mind. So the times were for the support. Let me have a look-sees. So obviously the doors were open at 5, and actually, as a matter of fact, we were at the barrier 6 minutes past 5, so that wasn't so bad. So 6:15, CMAT was on, an Irish singer. Amazing, by the way. Olivia Dean was on at 25 past 7. Another great singer. Mate, the support, sometimes you go to a gig and supports just kill it. Sometimes supports can be really like, oh my God, what is this? But the last few gigs I've been to, the supports have been fantastic. Apart from maybe that Limp Bizkit one. There were some weirdos on that one. But anyway, and then Sam Fender was on it. Well, it didn't have a time for Sam on the screen, but Sam's time was 22:09, so 20:40. In the 24-hour clock, 40 minutes past 8. So CMAT, she's cracking. She's an Irish girl, and yeah, she came out with like Taylor Swift kind of performance pants, if you can call them that. Yeah, like Dua Lipa type stuff. Legs out, tummy on show. I loved it. Not gonna lie, that was great, because she wasn't the greatest of lookers, but she was. Yeah, it's empowering women to like. Okay, to be fair, she had like a blouse that was like see-through and was like open at the bottom. Yeah, so honestly, I'm not so fussed as long as the music's great. Just, yeah, which is amazing. So, and it was an 8-piece band, and I can't remember it now, but there was a lot of people on stage. There was a guitarist, also who was the backing singer. Then you had another like backing singer. I can't remember what instrument she also played. A keyboard guy, bass guy, obviously a drummer, and then someone else. But it was really good. So I didn't know how you pronounced it, and I was like, and she was like, "I'm Seema," and I was like, "That's how you pronounce it." And doing a little Wikipedia, doing a bit of research earlier today, and actually it's her initials of her name, CMAT, so CMAT. So the Irish spelling of Kira Mary Alice Thompson. I'm like, yeah, that's kind of really clever. Not gonna lie, and it works. So, and she's from County Meath in Ireland, which is like a big county where it's located like north of Dublin, about, I want to say like 7 miles outside the city of Dublin. And if you want to know, it's where Slane Castle is located. So yeah, and she, not gonna lie, she looked quite old, but when I obviously checked how old she was, she's not even 30, and I was like, oh my good God. So, but yeah, amazing. She reminded me a bit of Amy Winehouse, and I just couldn't. I was like, she's like vocally, she was amazing. Probably a little bit more dancey and a bit more like, what's the word? Up, like active on stage, if you know what I mean. Like she moved more than what Amy Winehouse would. But it was fantastic. So the set list for her was, so she had 8 songs, and to be honest, it felt pretty long. It felt really long. She was on for about 40 minutes. I love how Sam gave her the time to show off her like talent. So the first song was Have Fun. The second one was I Don't Really Care For You. Then Shoot. Fourth one was Take a Sexy Picture of Me. I think I like that one. No, this is the one I like the most. So she started chatting about Jamie Oliver, and I was like, And he was like, well, this song is called the Jamie Oliver Petrol Station. And I was like, Oh, okay. Okay. Yeah. The next one was Running Planning. And then after that, I Want to Be a Cowboy Baby. I think everyone was singing to that one. And then the eighth one was Stay for Something. And I think a lot of people were singing that one as well. Not just, uh, there was a lot of people that were singing like the first two and then Take Your Sexy Picture of Me and then other ones. But I thought she was fantastic. You know, I thought when she came on stage, I was like, oh lordy, these are going to be absolutely terrible. But no, I really enjoyed them. I really, really enjoyed them. So if you so she's been active for since 2017, and her genres are folk, pop, and country. So go over, listen to her. She's amazing. Absolutely amazing. Three studio albums in. They're called If My Wife Knew I'd Be Dead, Crazy Mad for Me in Euro Country, which I think isn't out yet. I think she did say that. She won Album of the Year, the Choice Music Prize. Don't know what that is. I think it might be a Europe, an Ireland Irish thing. So yeah. And she got nominated for the Mercury Music Prize in 2024 for Crazy Mad for Me for Best Album. So when you get nominated for the Mercury Music Prize, you know you've made a cracking album. So she got nominated for International Artist of the Year at the Brit Awards last year too. So let's move on to Olivia Dean. Now, Olivia Dean, wow, what a voice. She was actually a local girl as well. She's from roughly where like Tottenham Hotspur is and stuff, like Finsbury Park, that type of area. But she was a West Ham fan, if I'm not mistaken. So it was like a really big thing for her. And she had a bit of banter when it came to the footy, and I was like, yeah. That's a proper girl who enjoys footy, which is great. So she was born in one of the boroughs of London. I can't pronounce it really well, to an English father and a Jamaican Guyanese mother. Oh my lord. Somewhere in South America. Wow, okay. Her grandmother emigrated to the UK from the place at the age of 18 as part of the Windrush generation. So the British Afro-Caribbean British people. So boom, nice. So like CMAT, she was like active from 2017 as well. She was cracking. She was jazzy. Genre is pop soul, neo soul as well. And she's actually a March girl as well. She was born in 14th of March in 1999. So I'm like a year and 11 days older than her. Mad. And yeah, she was good. You could tell she was quite nervous initially, but then obviously she was making the football bits. I'm in my home stadium, and I think that's when the nerves settled, and then she just went for it, and it was amazing. And it wasn't the last we saw of her either. So she went to Brit School. If for those people who don't know, the Brit School is a performing arts musical. It's mainly performing arts and all sorts of stuff, like obviously music, film, mainly music. But when you get selected and able to go to Brit School, it's quite a big thing. It's obviously the Brit Awards is that thing, you know what I'm saying? She did the song for the Bridget Jones' Mad About the Boy film, which she actually played. I was like, oh, okay. So she is, good. Dean has cited, her name is Olivia Lauren Dean, spelt with a Y, I think, instead of an E. She has cited Lauryn Hill, Amy Winehouse, Adele, Carole King, and the Supremes as inspiration. Her music has been described as devastating heartbreak ballads and sing-along self-love anthems. Wow, she's been a brand ambassador for Chanel for nearly 5 years. Her mother became the deputy leader of the Women's Equality Party. Dean has described herself as a very strong feminist. She doesn't come across a feminist, I won't lie. Well, a regular feminist. Well, a person that would describe themselves as a feminist, but not really. A lot of people take it two different ways. The people that are really outspoken and clearly are not feminists, but they label themselves as that. But then you've got the real people like Olivia here. I would say she's a real one. She's a real one. You could just tell. Here you go. She grew up in Hyams Park, and sometimes felt othered for being a mixed race. Her father often listened to music, and they would dance around the kitchen together. Nice. And she participated in gospel choir. That is why it feels a bit jazzy and soulish, because yeah, it's amazing. It just goes. Nothing more I can say about it really. Also, she had like a brass section, so she had a guy on a trumpet, a trombone, I think it's a trombone, and a sax as well. And I was like, oh my good God. She even gave him a solo each, and I was like, oh yeah, this is good. So yeah, there was a load of people on that stage for both support acts. So she did 10 songs and was on stage for 40 minutes, and it whizzed by. It's a shame she wasn't on longer, because I actually enjoyed her more than CMAT, to be fair, which is weird because I don't like pop music. I hate pop music, but I've gone to a Sam Fender show, which is, he's more alternate indie rock, isn't he? And he's a songwriter. I think that's what, yeah. Anyway, so the songs were Okay, Love You Bye. The second one was Echo, Time was the third one. Then Nice to Each Other. The next one after that was Ladies' Room. After that, Reason to Stay. Obviously, Isn't It Perfect, but It Might Be was the next one. Then Carmen. Then the hardest part was the one after that. And then Dive. And yeah, she was good. And I would totally recommend both supports if you ever have chance. I know CMAT does like the festivals. She does the festival circuit an awful lot, because I've seen like obviously CMAT on like the lineups. I'm like, who's that? Okay, yeah, but I know now. Anyway, let's get on to the man himself, shall we? So Sammy Boy came on at 20 to 9, and he was awesome. Now we'll go through the set list, but let's talk about the show. Now, it was amazing, and I won't lie, I think he's ready to actually continue playing stadiums, and I feel like the man can go really, really far. Music-wise, like songwriting, I think he's a songwriter. You can tell he's a songwriter by the songs he makes, but he writes. The 3 albums, he's playing stadiums, and he played 2 nights at St James's Park 2 years ago. And he had only just bought out 17 Going Under about a year early, like a year or two earlier. 2 albums in, and he's already playing stadiums. Granted, they were in his hometown, so obviously they're going to sell. But then to do a couple of years later, 3 nights at St James's Park, and then to kind of go, okay, let's do London Stadium. 80,000 people were at that show. It looked, to be fair, when Olivia Dean finished, the place looked empty still. I'm like, there's a load, because the seats are white at the London. Well, they're not white, but some of them are like brown. The majority of them are white. And I was like, there's a load of empty seats. It's empty. But then, like 5 minutes before Sam came on, it was packed. And you look at the photos online, and I'm like, yeah, it was a packed, sold out night. It obviously just took a lot of people to get in, which, fair play. So let's talk about the set list, shall we? Right. It's a little bit different to the other shows around the tour so far, because I believe currently he's played covers and stuff like that. So 32 songs-ish, because there's one, there's a happy birthday song, and that's not really a song-ish, that's just more of a tune. So I'm going to call it 30 songs. Yeah, 31 songs instead of 32. So, it was a live debut. Damn, I'm going to talk about it now in a minute. Oh, crap. So he's done 29 shows so far of the People Watching World Tour. If you don't know who Sam is, his name is Samuel Thomas Fender. He's from North Shields in Newcastle. At the age of 31, I thought he was a lot younger, to be honest, but the man's been going for 10 years nearly. Well, over 10 years he's been playing music. He's been playing the pub circuit and stuff. He finally made his break in like 2017, 18 with Hypersonic Missiles. By the way, cracking album. Actually, no, it wasn't 2017, 18. It was more like 2019, wasn't it? I think overnight he just became a success. It's mad because Hypersonic Missiles like came out in 2019, but then obviously we had COVID, and then like in 2021, from then on, he just blew up. He was doing obviously he was playing every single festival around the country. And then obviously when he came out with 17 Going Under, that album, well, let's just say it set him up to be one of the biggest UK acts around and live acts around. And that's the reason why in 2023 he did 2 nights at St James's Park in Newcastle, which was mad. Well, there he's headlined Reading and Leeds. He's headlined, well, almost headlined Glastonbury. He's done it all. He's done it all. Actually, not just him, but the band as well. The band are amazing. And yeah. Anyway, and people watching, he's been able to kind of go, I want to make music that I want to make. And it feels like the people watching albums a masterpiece. Because it's not really indie rock. It's more of he's gone down the route of what Arctic Monkeys did with the Car album and Tranquility Base, which I'm not a major fan of the Car. I like Tranquility Base and Hotel and Casino. That album's amazing. To be fair, I do like the Car a little bit. Like There Is a Miracle. I think that's a sick song. Anyway, I think I didn't really start listening to him, I think, until 2021, because he played Reading that year. And then he had his own little shows. He had the Brixton show, didn't he? Which is one of his biggest shows he's ever done. And then he's only just, in 2022, I think it was, he was playing the arenas. And then, obviously, he jumped from the arenas, obviously, that year in 2022. Then in 2023, actually, was it the arenas in 2021? But I'm talking about, I should be talking this after what the show was. So that's what we will talk about. Actually, no, it's a massive jump from 2022 to playing arenas, then to jump straight to doing 2 sold out nights in a stadium is incredible. And then to go, you know what? Let's do 4 shows, 3 nights at actually, you originally only put 2 shows on at St James's Park, and then obviously the London show. The London show took a bit of time to sell out, if I'm not mistaken, because obviously people are going to go to St James's Park, aren't they? But there was no tickets left for St James's Park. And then once they put it's a bit of more of a trek for me to go up to Newcastle. It adds 80 mile. It's an 80-mile round trip more, or a 90-mile round trip more for me. So, but yeah. And imagine getting out of Newcastle, Jesus. Where would you park as well? I don't really know Newcastle. I know London like the back of my hand, which is weird because I've only been down there 5 times now, 6 times. No, on my own. I know AC/DC, Green Day. Can't remember what else. All Time Low. You meet 6 or 7 times. Yeah, crazy. Anyway, so the set list So here's a breakdown. There was 6 songs played from 17 Going Under, 5 from People Watching, 4 from Hypersonic Missiles. There was 2 covers. One of them was sick. One of them's the intro that the coming home, going home theme of the Local Hero song that the band play before Sammy Boy comes on, and then the Me and the Dog EP with the song called Tyrants, which in my opinion should have been on the album. Sam should have been on the album. He even said it. I think this should have been on the album. But anyway, so I'm not counting it as a song. So he played 17 songs. He was on stage for just over an hour and 40 minutes, I want to say. He could, so he could have gone on longer. Anyway, so Getting Started was played first. Then We Will Talk, Arm's Length. Then The Borders with an audience member called Charlie who played acoustic guitar. I think he must have had a sign, can I play guitar, the borders, or whatever. I'm not so sure. Then we had Dead Boys, and then we had Ali Death Q. Then we had one of my favourite songs from the new album, Crumbling Empire. Amazing, beautiful song. Then we had Tyrants. Then Olivia Dean came on to do the live debut of Rein Me In. And I tell you what, incredible, incredible. Then People Watching was played. And then, well, I don't know who was the major fan. Now, I was like, okay. Actually, no, it was before that. It was like, we said, Olivia Dean's going to come and join us. And then I was like, oh, they're going to do like maybe Rein Me In or something. I said that to my mate and I was like, I was right. And then I says, after People Watching, I was like, they're going to play. I think Sam said one of the guys in the band's a massive Clash fan. And I was like, they're going to play London Calling, aren't they? We're in London and it's one of the biggest songs from the Clash ever, from a London-based band. And they absolutely smashed it, mate. Greatest. When it comes to covers, that's the benchmark. That was amazing. I must admit, it was the greatest cover ever. Not many bands can do a cover and do it that good, because it was so good. I can't describe how epic it was. I think it was because obviously, I don't know what the guy's name is that does like the synths. Let me have a look. Band. So Dean's on guitar. Dino. The guy at the front. The guy with the bass on the left hand side of the stage. It's either Joe or no, it's got to be Joe, hasn't it? I think. Is it? Because there was more than that. There's 2, 4, 6. There's more people than that. I know there's more people than that. So you've got Joe, keyboard, synthesizers, guitar, and backing vocals. Yeah, so Joe was the one that was the massive Clash fan. And he was doing things, I tell you, he was absolutely amazing. So he was doing like the really shouty bits for the London Calling song. I was like, no wonder he's a massive Clash fan. He's incredible. And it fits his persona so well, because he's like the hype man of the band, I would say. Mark Webb, trumpet. Is he he's on trumpet, but it's more than that. It's got to be more than that, because there's another guy who plays on keyboards. So Brooke Bentham, who joined them last year, who's one of Sam's best friends. She's a backing vocals. Obviously, we know who Blue Hat is. Mark Webb. Is he the bald dude? So there's Blue Hat. There's drummer. There's Joe. There's Dina, looks weird in that photo. And then there's the bass player. Mate, I just realised their drummer looks like Thingy from My Chemical Romance a little bit. I'm just having a look now. Okay. Who are the new bands? And here we go. Salute Radio, Lifesaver. Oh, accept. Yeah, okay. After accept. So, obviously Sam. Joe, keyboard, synth, and guitar. He's a close friend of Sam's, with the pair's friendship dating back to high school. Come on now. The images. So Dino. Oh, here we go. Boom. Doom. Yeah, that's him. Drew on drums. Obviously, Blue Hat Man. He doesn't just play the trumpet, though. I swear he plays something else. I swear. Come on, images. Load for me. Blimey. Come on now. Anyway, anyhow, where were we? We were on the set list, weren't we? And then we got sidetracked by the band. So, Get You Down was the next song. Then Spit of You. Then 17 Going Under was played. Then they went off stage, and then Sam was left on. Well, Zane came on stage on his own, but then introduced a brass band, the Easington Colliery Brass Band, to play Remember My Name from People Watching. Now, not gonna lie, one of the greatest songs that he's ever written, in my opinion. And to put this on the tour as the song to play, like coming back from the encore as for an encore, was epic. It was epic. And then they played Dying Light, and then Hypersonic Missiles was played. Yeah. Great Great show. So 17 songs overall. If you're counting the... Oh, God. My foot is in... There we go. Ah, that's better. If you count Going Home as a song, then that's fine. So that's 18 tunes. I wonder if it's going to be this... wonder if that's going to be the same for the Newcastle shows. It's probably not going to be. You might play another one from People Watching. You might actually play like 2 other songs. One from People Watching and then another one from somewhere else. And that's my thing. Yeah, it's not loading. It's not loading. Never mind. Let me have a look. I'll just type his name in. Mark Webb. He looks like a Mark, doesn't he? Mark Webb. American, no, not him. Sam Fender. No, it just has a picture of Sam Fender and a few of the bands. Never mind. Here we go. Mark Webb Trumpet on Instagram. Here we go. It's got to be a photo of him. No? It's not. Wait, it is him. Is it him? I'm so confused. Yeah, it's him. I swear he plays something else because he was sitting at something. He was playing something else. I swear he was. I think he plays maybe keyboards as well. When Joe's playing guitar, I swear he plays maybe keyboard because he's sitting down, isn't he, at something. I swear he plays keyboard as well. Anyway, so that's the set list. Now I'm gonna go over what I think should have been played. Damn, we've gone over an hour, but that's fine. So I've written what songs, well, I reckon you could have got to the 2-hour mark. So could have come on at 8:30, in my opinion, and then stayed on till about 10:30. So obviously the Going Home, that's fine, that's the intro. But swapping, Getting Started and We Will Talk. We Will Talk, I think, as a show opener is better than Getting Started. Getting Started is more like the upbeat tune where Sam introduces himself and then kicks into that. I've kept it majority the same, but I've added a few more tunes. So Sam here's got 18 song set list. That includes obviously the Going Home thing. I've got 22 songs. That includes the intro Going Home song. So I've got Arm's Length, the same, in the same position. The Borders and Dead Boys in the same position. Then, but before Aldi Death Queue, I've gone for Spice, which is the sort of similar. I think it adds to be fair, maybe I could have put that further down. Maybe it's not in this order, to be honest. But anyway, then Crumbling Empire is in the same place. But then for some reason, I've gone with All Right after that, before Tyrants, because then it's Rein Me In as normal and People Watching. Obviously, None According is there because I think it's perfect. Get You Down is in the same place. But then I've added 2 more songs. Well, I've put Play God, then obviously continued with obviously Split of You. Then I've added Saturday as, well, actually the main set closer, if I'm being honest. But maybe I could have done Saturday, then 17 Going Under as the main set closer, and kept it with the 3 songs at the end as normal. But then obviously Encore, Remember My Name, The Dying Light, then 17 Going Under, then Missiles. So that's my set list. It would have reached the 2-hour mark because I've added All Right, Play God, Saturday, Play God, All Right, and Spice. So I've added 4 songs there. So that's close. Let's call that just over 15 minutes. So yeah, that's hitting 2 hours. That is hitting 2 hours. So Sammy Boy is off to Newcastle on his next ones. The tour, overall, like I said, so Arm's Length has been played 28 times. Aldi Death Queue, so 28 songs that have been played 28 times. So The Borders, Spit of You, 17 Going Under, People Watching, Hypersonic Missiles, Aldi Death Queue, Arm's Length. Who down? Aldi Death Queue. It's a hold down, Aldi Death Queue. Then 27 times Getting Started. 26 times We Will Talk. Tyrants was played 19 times. That's mad. The song came out in April. When was it first played? It was played in France, actually. The first show back in a month. First show back, actually, of 2025. And obviously played at the Radio 1's big weekend, and he obviously hit the London Stadium. Crumbling Empire was played 17 times as well. Debuted at that Paris show as well. Nostalgia's Lie played 17 times. And as a matter of fact, it was debuted in Dublin, which I'm actually surprised at. That's another one from the People's Watch It album, where I was like, he's probably going to play this one because he's played it quite a bit. But I'm surprised they didn't put it on the set list. Dead Boys was played a total of 16 times. That's mad. Dead Boys wasn't played in Leeds. I swear it was. Oh yeah, actually, let's compare it to the Leeds show that I went to. So the first direct arena. Oh, that's because he played All Is On My Side. So he played The Kitchen. Yes, he played The Kitchen. I feel that's one I probably should have added. Either Wild Long Lie or Nostalgia's Lie should have been added to the show. I don't know. So Kitchen, Getting Started, The Borders, Wild Long Lie, All Is On My Side. Nostalgia's Lie was played. Arm's Length, We Will Talk, People Watching, Spice, Aldi Death Queue, Get You Down, Spit of You, The Dying Light, 17 Going Under, and Hypersonic Missiles. That was the Leeds show. Damn. A Little Bit Closer was first played at that Paris show as well. And I'm surprised actually wasn't played at the London show, but it was played in Liverpool if you went to see him at Safferton Park at the Radio 1's big weekend. Something Heavy was played as well on this tour. First played at Zurich, Switzerland, and last played at the Fox Theatre in Oakland. TV Dinner was played as well at the Paris show. Damn. He must have played all the new chongs. So, the Paris show, Nostalgia's Lie was printed on the set list, was on the printed set list as the first song of the encore, but not performed. Damn, he played the Paris show, he played Arm's Length, Chin Up, Crumbling Empire, Little Bit Closer, People Watching, and TV Dinner. Wow. You count Tyrants as well, he played that as well. Wow. Little bit closer to it. Damn, yeah, he should have played that one, never mind. TV Dinner, meh, not so. He played All Is On My Side 9 times. That was mainly the arenas, and last played in the Marquee Theatre in Tempe, Arizona. Tempe, I don't know how you pronounce it. Get You Down was only played 9 times. Wow. Last played at the Glasgow show last year, before then the London Stadium show. Spice was last played at Glasgow as well. Right then. The Dying Light, Glasgow, then to the London Stadium. They played London Calling 5 times. Am I missing something? Wild Long, yeah, we went through that. London Calling. He played it. Oh, he didn't play it. He played it. They played it at the O2 Arena twice, then the Birmingham show, then the Glasgow show, and obviously the London show. Wow, okay. That's a bit weird how he played at the Glasgow and the Birmingham show. Never mind. I'm Always On Stage was played as well. Only 4 times though. The Paramount Theatre, the Marquee Theatre, the Union Event Centre, and the Fillmore Auditorium in Denver. The Going oh, okay. It was probably played, but a lot of people probably don't know it. To add it to Happy Birthday was played in a few places. Then Angel, in Lothanian. I'm butchering it. I can't really know. I don't know how you pronounce it. He played obviously in Glasgow because obviously it's a Glaswegian song, innit? Let's be real. A Roseland Theatre, Portland, Oregon. Bit random. And then The Kitchen, only in Dublin and Leeds. Wild Grey Ocean, Manchester and London, the only time. Chin Up was only played in Paris. So far, with 1 play. Ramien was only played at the London Stadium, and Remember My Name as well. So, and apparently they played a song called Little Feet cover, Willing, and I'm guessing probably must be a person from Denver because they played that at the Denver show. So yeah, I feel 17 Going Under before Hypersonic Missiles is, yeah, I think that's sick, innit? Remember My Name, Dying Light, 17 Going Under, then Fake, and then jump into either Sonic Missiles. I think is sick. So yeah, that is the songs on the People Watching tour so far. Obviously, that doesn't count for every show, I don't think. I could be completely wrong. Let me have a look, first of all, at his Coachella set, because I want to know what he played at Coachella. Getting Started, Arms Length, The Borders, Death Cube, People Watching, Spit of You, 17 Missiles. That was the first week. The second week, Borders, Arms Length, Spit of You, Death Cube, People Watching, Tyrants, 17, with Adam Granchell. Never heard of the dude. Never heard of him. But it's different. He didn't play Tyrants on the first week. Anyway, so yeah, I hope Sam has a great rest of the tour. There's 3 nights at St. James's Park, 3 sold-out nights at St. James's Park. Then he's off to the Hurricane Festival, then the Southside Festival in Germany, then the British Grand Prix for the Formula 1 at Silverstone, Rock Welcher in Belgium, Down the Rabbit Hole, I believe that's Norway. Let me have a look. I don't know where it is. Yeah, let's put it in English, please. Down the Rabbit Hole is a 3-day tumble. The Green Hills Park. It doesn't tell you where it is, though. It's going to be looks like it's Spain. Because you've got Beer Moretti there as a sponsor. This is either Norwegian, Danish, or German. It's Dutch. Okay. It's Dutch. Fair play. Oh, yeah, okay. Then Nos Live in Lisbon, Montreux Jazz Festival in France, Copenhagen at the Shid for Solin, then the Manchester Park somewhere. Not the Heaton one, the other one called the Withes Hall Park. Butchered it. Edinburgh at the Royal Highland Showgrounds, Belfast at the Butler Road Playing Fields, Electric Picnic in Ireland, then his last few shows, Boston, Roadrunner, New York, Terminal 5, the Fillmore in Philadelphia, the Anthem in Washington, D.C., the Argonne Ballroom in Chicago, the Evolution Festival in St. Louis, Missouri, the Pilgrimage Festival in Franklin, Tennessee, the Place Bell in Laval, Canada, Laval. It's Place Bell, so it'll be Quebec. I'm guessing Place Bell, Laval, Quebec. I did just outside Montreal. There you go. For those who don't know, the Coca-Cola Coliseum in Toronto, then heads down under to play 2 nights at Melbourne at the Sydney Mayer Music Bowl, 1 night at the River Stage in Brisbane, then the Show Ring Entertainment Quarter in Sydney, then the Entertainment Centre Arena in Adelaide, South Australia, Perth, Western Australia, Kings Park. Boom. That's the rest of the tour for People Watching. Who knows? He could turn up next year. But I think this is the tour now. I think what he's going to do, he's going to have a bit of a break. He's going to have a Christmas break. Maybe come back with some new music. It'd be mad if he did. And then jump straight back on the road, which I hope he doesn't, if I'm being honest. Because I think he needs to slow down. So, but anyway, for those lucky buggers going to St. James's Park, to be fair, I don't really envy you. Because it's, like I said, it was an extra 90-mile round trip on my end. And to be fair, it's on the weekend of download, which I was going to go to, but then didn't because I couldn't book the time off because someone else at work already booked it off and I couldn't book it off. So yeah, I'm missing out on download this year, but never mind. It's a decent lineup. Green Day, Korn and Sleep Token, I think. I'd probably just go for Green Day and Korn. I'm going to get butchered. I'm going to try and listen to Sleep Token. I'm going to try to like him, but I'm not going to be a massive fan, I don't think. But anyway, so last time I gave ratings, didn't I? So the show I will give an 8 out of 10 because it was a safe show. It was good and it was a great show. but it could have been slightly better. I feel like he could have stretched to 2 hours, played like an extra one or two. I think Play God. I think miss not having playing that song is criminal because it's a FIFA song, isn't it? If you've played FIFA 17 or 18, I can't remember which one it's off on, but you know when you're in that halftime menu, you've got that lick of the guitar, boom, 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 doo, doo, boom, boom. You know, because it's always there. It's always there. It's just instrumental because you don't have Sam singing on the halftime menu bit. I think and it adds to the atmosphere because I don't know why it just does. Next gig is Busted. Speaking of which, I'm hoping I can do it because we've had a bit of an issue at work now. I won't go into too many details, but the rotor is being done by AI. I think to be honest, it's all to do with the fact that the owners of the establishment obviously have to pay a large tax bill for their employees. So my hours have been reduced. This week I'm doing 26 hours. If I'm lucky, actually, to be fair, because the two lates I'm on, I could be going home early. I mean, as long as I get to stay a little bit longer on tomorrow, I think I'll be all right. But other than that, I'm hoping I get a few more hours. They did ask me to come in tonight because I said I gave them like looking for my hours thing, that John Travolta meme of like looking around himself in Pulp Fiction, and I'm like me looking where my hours at, and they came back out with me saying they'd be you could come in if you want. They need a driver. Well, rotor me on then. I'm not going to come in if you're not going to rotor me on. No, because it's about the principle, isn't it? This is not the podcast for it. Yeah, never mind. Brian Johnson is probably going to turn up in Newcastle again. No, he might not. No, he's not going to do that again because they're on tour, actually. AC/DC this year. So, yeah, that won't happen. Sorry, Newcastle fans. Brian Johnson won't join you on stage. Maybe someone else might. Maybe David Coverdale, Mr. Samuel Fender, because he's from Newcastle, technically. David Coverdale of Whitesnake. I swear he's from Newcastle. Well, probably not Newcastle, but he's from Saltburn by the Sea, North Riding of Yorkshire. I mean, he's technically nearly there. Saltburn by the Sea, not the film, everyone, not the film. Saltburn by the Sea. No, it's literally Middlesbrough. It's just south of Middlesbrough on the coast. That looks sick. The pier. Oh, that's amazing. So he's technically from Middlesbrough. So he's a Tyne and Wear guy. Anything north of Scarborough, you're technically from Newcastle or from the area. You're the Tyne and Wear artists from. It's going to give me some old peeps, isn't it? Musicians from Tyne and Wear. I don't see anyone I recognise. Joe McElderry's from. I didn't know he was from up there. Fair play. I can't see anyone. George Frederick Vincent. Oh wow, an old guy. He looked like a name. John Morrison. The John Morrison? No. a 9th century person, I think. No, 19th century. Songwriter from the early 19th century. Oh, it's James Morris. No. Who is that? There's someone that's... Oh, Neil Tennant. Boom. Pet Shop Boys. Boom. I thought I recognised the name. Thought I'd recognise it. Paul Thompson, maybe. Roxy Music. Dave Stewart. Eurythmics, if you know. I'm just spitballing people that could probably join him on stage. If I see Willie Nelson or something on here, I thought that was the person then. It's spelled differently. Never mind. Teesside, that's what it's called, isn't it? It's called Teesside, isn't it? Just from Newcastle. There we go. This is more like it. I'm having a look now. No one's really. He's technically not from there, but he was brought up in Middlesbrough. Matt Healy, maybe, because his dad is a Geordie, isn't he? Matt Healy's dad. Tim Healy. If you know who he is, he dressed as a lady in Benidorm. He's the son of actor Tim and Denise Welsh, both of Irish descent. Wow, fair play, man. Matt's got everything in him. He's got a bit of Irish in him. He's a Manc. He's a Geordie. Denise Welsh, where was she from? Tynemouth. Yeah, South Shields. So yeah, makes perfect sense. Makes perfect sense. I think that would be really good. It might not be a good idea, but I think it'd be really good. Because they're both sort of similar music styles, I would say. Not similar, but along that lines, I think they'd complement each other really well. Really, really well. So, Matt Healy, you join in Sam in Newcastle. I think it would be good. But hey, never mind. I'm spitballing now. We should probably end it here now. An hour and a half in. It's actually probably an hour and 20 minutes because I think I was not speaking for a long time. So, I hope you guys have a good weekend, the rest of your week. People who are going to download, have a good time, stay safe. I know there's... Oh, I actually need a messenger, to be fair, to say I hope you stay safe and whatever. The person I met at the 21 Pilots gig, the two guys I met outside, the girl... she's going on her own. I'm hoping she's also found a group online to go with, like a group of girls. So I think that would be really good for her, and I'm hoping she stays safe and whatever. Because I know going to gigs alone it's kind of good, it's kind of awesome, but then going to a festival on your own for the whole weekend, yeah, not about it at all. So yeah. On to the next one. I've got Busted, Maiden, Guns N' Roses, Linkin Park, and Oasis as my next five. I'm actually going to see Oasis now in Cardiff at the Principality Stadium because Heaton Park, I didn't think about the logistics of it, and then obviously I forgot to opt in to have a chance to get front standing for the Heaton Park gig. So I've decided, you know what? I can't be asked to stand. I'll see if there's a ticket available for seated in Cardiff or London. And luckily, I'm off the week of when they're playing the weekend of the Cardiff shows. I'm like, okay, I will get myself that. I'll get myself that seat. So anyway, some are lined up. Then after that, it's Catfish and the Bottlemen at the same stadium. A month later, Coldplay in August. Then the last summer show is on the 7th of September at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. Don't know how I'm going to do this, to be honest, because there's really nowhere to park. So I'm going to have to take the train. Ugh. Anyway, that's Post Malone. I can't wait for that. Cannot wait. And that's the summer. And then we'll crack on with whatever is in for the autumn and winter. So yeah, I hope you all have a great week. Hopefully I will get the Youngblood tickets for the next year. So that's number 2 gig sorted for next year. Because I actually got myself some Metallica tickets for next year for exactly the same stadium. I got early entry tickets for the London Stadium 2-nighter. The 2-night no repeat set list, which is going to be awesome, by the way. It's going to be awesome for next year. So next year's concerts, there might be a lot less of them because I'm trying to save up. And obviously, if I'm doing 25 hours a week instead of 40 hours a week, that's a lot of money I'm missing out on. Anyway, yeah, that is over 50 hours I'm missing out on. 50 hours in 4 weeks because I get paid every 4 weeks. So that's like a whole week's pay I'm missing. Horrible. Absolutely horrible. Anyway, have fun, guys. And you know what? I'm neither or standing or seating. Preferably, I'd like standing. Depends on the type of gig, but seated, you don't have to worry about anything. You just have to sit back and relax. And you don't have to go dead early as well. So that's the best thing. Anyway, have a good night. See you soon.